This entire military is one cohesive, dedicated force. And the threats to our nations, they don't sleep. They're watching our every move. Iran, Russia, China, North Korea, ISIS, Al-Qaeda. They may be watching this right now. Our military should not be mistaken for a cable news gabfest show. We don't care what you look like. We don't care who you voted for, who you worship, what you worship, who you love. It doesn't matter if your dad left you millions when he died or if you knew who your father was. You have the code for a machine of lethal moving parts that you would be wise to avoid if you never stood for. We will not be intimidated. We will not back down. We don't want war. But if you want war with the United States of America, there's one thing I can promise you, so help me God. Someone else will raise your sons and daughters.
Military Broadcast Radio, the station that's giving veterans a voice.
Find us on the web at mbradio.com.
And do not necessarily reflect the views or positions of any entities they represent.
Find us on the web at mbradio.us.
Welcome to Man Talk 133 with SHARL and Darl, the movement dedicated to empowering men, uniting brothers, and building a strong coalition. This is more than just a conversation. It's a call to action. Join us as we uplift, support, and inspire men worldwide. Because together, we don't just talk, we lead, we grow, and we conquer. Are you ready to be part of the coalition? Let's dive in.
Welcome to Man Talk 133 with SHARL and Darryl. Hey, tonight, we ain't gonna be politically correct. We asking a real dangerous question tonight, bro. Is the fatherless generation an accident, or is it engineered? That's what we're gonna get into tonight. Now, how you doing, bro? Welcome everybody into the show tonight, y'all.
What's going on, man? How you feeling?
Man, we good, man. We good. Everything is good, man. So you know what we're getting into tonight. You know what we're getting into tonight. It's about this fatherless generation. Now, I'm just off the top. Off the top. Do you think it's engineered, or do you just think it's because we often say, hey, you know what? The men ain't stepping up. They ain't being dads. They ain't doing this and that. Blah, 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 blah. Do you think it's engineered, or do you just think we got a bunch of sorry dads out there? I'm just going to keep it 100 tonight with them.
It was engineered in the beginning, and it's kind of like it's a carryover now. You know what I'm saying? It was engineered in the beginning. Yeah, it was engineered in the beginning. I would go with that. But as the as the process kept going, and the ladies got used to what they got used to, now it's like,
okay. All right, so because the reason why I asked that, because think about it, some don't add up, bro. Some don't add up. We normalize broken homes. We glorify independence. We reward irresponsibility, not responsibility, irresponsibility. Then we act surprised when boys grow up angry and lost.
Yep.
The fatherless generation is a statistic. It's a strategy. It's a strategy. So tonight we're going to jump into this strategy, dog, and break down what this strategy is, because it's for so long they've been acting like the men are just these sorry dogs, is what they call them.
Right.
And that ain't the case, bro. That ain't the case. You think about it, man. Now this is a question for the people out there and a question for you too. When did a dad not being around become normal?
So when did it become normal?
Yeah. When did dad not being around become normal. It ain't normal, bro.
Yeah, really, I know you. It ain't normal, but I know what you're trying to say. It ain't normal, but I think like you're talking about a statistic. They kind of normalize. I would say the 80s, 70s, 80s, maybe somewhere along in there. They kind of start normalizing it. If you ask me, even though it's not normal, but I feel what you're saying though. Y'all feel what you're saying.
And I forgot too. Hey, y'all check us out on our platforms. Man, I forgot all about that in the beginning. I got so excited about this fatherless generation. Hey, Facebook, us talking, mantalk133.com, Instagram, mantalk133, iHeartRadio, mantalk133, Spotify, mantalk133, mantalk133. You type it in like it's on the screen, you're gonna be on us. You'll find us everywhere you need to find us. You know what I'm saying? So so you think about it, man, how we joke about how people joke about deadbeat dads, how the people on TV make them look incompetent. They celebrate this culture that we in. They celebrate I don't need a man culture. That's what they in now.
Yep.
Then we ask, how do boys, why they don't know why the boys don't become men. They don't know how to become men because the men strategically have been placed out the house. Now let me preface it like this. I know we always say like it's the black neighborhood and it's black culture, whatever. But I think it's all cultures. It just depends on what pocket you in. What pocket of what area are you in? What level of wealth are you in?
Yeah, I guess I can agree with you on that. But for me, I see it as I guess maybe because that's all we have seen. Yeah, but it seems like it's more prevalent in our community, especially like what you were saying about the that we got this culture now where it's like, I don't need a man or whatever, this you so independent, and I don't really see other cultures really as far as their women really embracing that too much. They may in some areas, but they don't embrace it like our women do.
I ain't gonna take the spotlight off fathers because we talking about them, but I will. I ask the question like, okay, if you got a man that's gonna help you take care of your bills and do whatever you need to do, help you go on vacations together, y'all do whatever y'all gonna do. Why would you want to be independent and have to fight all that yourself? And then depending on child support, then when he go to child support court, you get $100 a month. Now you mad. I don't get that part. You dig what I'm saying? When he helping you pay all your bills, and now all of a sudden now you mad. I don't get it. But that's just me asking that question.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So let me ask you this then. Since we talk about all that, are we blaming the mothers?
Okay.
Are we blaming the mothers?
I would say 50-50.
50-50. Me too. But you think about, man, even married women.
I would say 50.
50-50. Yep. Yeah. You think about even the mothers.
50-50.
Got you. I got you.
You get me? That's it.
Yeah.
I would say 50-50.
50-50. Yeah, I got you. Yeah. I got you. And then you think about the mothers, they carry the weight that they were never meant to carry alone because the strategic fatherless generation that we in right now is kind of like what's the word I'm looking for? I wouldn't say genocide. I wouldn't say that word, but it's kind of like it's so strategic that they set it up where, remember back in the day where, and I don't know if it's still like it now, but back in the day where if you get any kind of services, the man couldn't be in the house. The man couldn't stay in the house. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I don't know if it's like that now, But that's strategy. That's a strategy.
That's why I say it's 50-50.
Yeah. 50-50. Yeah.
All right. So that's why I say was go back to 50-50 because. Oh, go ahead. I think we got a big delay. I got a different delay between me and you, so we we ain't intertwining like we should right now, but we gonna work through it though. I can't get off like I want to.
Stream y'all gotta do better than this, bro. I hate to call y'all out, but come on now.
Yeah, we got to call StreamYard out because I can't get off like I really want to because we keep kind of but whatever. But hey, we gonna work it out though. This is what it is.
For sure. But this is the thing. Let's be honest about this too. We don't hold men accountable like we should. Mm-hmm. Some men abandon their role. Some were pushed out. Some were legally and emotionally removed from their children's life. What I just talked about, child support or divorce or whatever the issues that they're going through. But here's the real question. Who benefits when the father disappears?
Well, you said who benefits when the father disappears? That's a good question, bro. Cause I'm gonna say the system.
Ding, 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 ding.
Yeah.
When fathers leave homes, government programs expand, prison populations increase, communities weaken. So that's not random. That's not I wish people would stop thinking that's a random thing. Like the men are just leaving because they want to. That's not a random thing, right, dog. It's set up that way strategically for a reason. The more people that go into the system, guess what? The more money they're gonna need.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Yep. I'm just saying. That's you was right when you said the system, because that's exactly who been the prison benefits, the government programs expand. I mean, it's strategic, dog. I know you got something. Go ahead. I'm gonna give you the flow. Go ahead.
Oh no, you good, man. You go to the next topic, but yeah, like I said, most definitely the system, because just to add on to what you were saying, you got your prison system that's going on. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, it's easy pickings. You know what I'm saying? You got the dad stripped out of the home. You got mom, she trying to work 2 jobs, and then the kids, they just all over the place. So, it ain't no structure nowhere. So, hey, when they catch them outside, when kids get caught outside, with the neighborhood, they're going to do what the neighborhood do. So, and then that leads down the wrong road. So that's when the police, they waiting on them. You know what I'm saying? So it's what it is. So like I said, the system as a whole, they capitalize.
For sure. But this is the crazy part. This is the emotional damage nobody talks about. We talk about crime. We talk about school performance. We talk about income gaps, but we don't talk about the wound. Like the father's absence is something dangerous. Like in if it's missing, it's something dangerous into a boy's mind. Like they think things like, you weren't worth, they weren't worth him sticking around and all this other stuff that they think about. And right, what that turns into, before we go to break, these are the 3 things it turns into. That wound turns into one of 3 things: rage, numbness, and overcompensation. And that means you get hyper aggressive men, emotionally unavailable men, or men obsessed with proving themselves. You've seen them. You've seen them. Oh yeah. They got to try to do everything to overcompensate everything. They got to. Nobody cares that you got like 18 cars. You got to tell everybody you got about every day. I don't care about
right.
it. You know what I'm saying? I hate to be like that, but I don't really care. Hey, we're going to get back into this right after the break, y'all.
Stats tell that each day, 22 veterans commit suicide due to PTSD. These stats shook us and urged us to do our part. After hours and hours of thinking, Beekeeping for Veterans was born. Beekeeping for Veterans combines beekeeping with mindfulness meditation. Why combine them? Here's why. Beekeeping causes positive rush of adrenaline while beekeeping. You have to be calm during it. You are mindful of your movements. Each week, a veteran will receive a mindful meditation to build emotional and mental skill sets. Mindfulness is a set of 3 attentional skills that work together: concentration, sensory clarity, and equanimity, mental calmness, composure, evenness of temper. Every time mindfulness is practiced, we build these skills. Beekeeping for Veterans not only helps veterans overcome emotional trauma, but also aids our environment, as without bees, there is no food. Come forward. The people who have supported your country now need your support.
Military Broadcast Radio, the station that's giving veterans a voice.
Find us on the web at mbradio.us.
Opinions expressed in this program are those of the speakers and do not necessarily reflect the views or positions of any entities they represent.
Welcome back to Man Talk 133 with SHARL and Dara. Tonight we are talking about fatherless generation. Who's really responsible? Who responsible?
Yep.
Like, you know, we didn't got out. We didn't came up with our own theory of who it is. I mean, it's the system. The ones that respond. They set it up, dog. They were playing chess while we were playing checkers. They set it up big time. You know what I'm saying? So, all right. So before we went to break, we were just talking about hyper-aggressive men, you know, men obsessed with proving themselves. People in society would say he's toxic, but nobody asks who hurt him, who hurt him. Where's that anger and the grief? Where's it coming from? I wouldn't say nobody, but you know, because Keisha, she asked sometimes, like, hey, she'll say, like, you know what, you know, you got to think about something could have happened to her when they were younger, right? Which is true. I mean, it could, but you know, nobody asked what happened to her. You see people going through stuff and wilding out and stuff like that. You be like, well, what happened to them? And you know, most of the time, if you go back to it, they missing. The dad ain't in the house. You know, he missing. Or he just not in their life. You know what I'm saying? Because he can be out of the house but still active, just like you were. You was out of the house but very active. You know what I mean? For sure.
Right. You know what I'm saying too. You know, like I said, man. You know, when guys are like that, a lot of times, man, they ain't used to having anything. You know, so when they finally get loose and they finally get something, like I know you were saying something before we went to the break about, you know, guys, you know, they floss in their cars, or, you know, they always got to be flashy, showing this, that, and the third. And it's like they ain't used to having anything because of their upbringing. So when they finally get something to that magnitude, they feel like they have arrived. So that's when they're kind of like that. They want to be flashy. They want to show everybody, look at me. You know, because a lot of times those guys have been in situations like that. A lot of times they've always been told that they ain't gonna amount to anything. So when they do get a little bit of something, I know it's materialistic stuff, they gonna floss it. You know what I'm saying?
They want everybody to know they got it, so they can show the ones that said I won't go make it. Look at me. That high school teacher, elementary or middle school teacher, they gonna show, hey, shout out to Miss So and So. They said I won't go make it. You know what I'm saying? That's what they do.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you know what's crazy, yo? Anger is grief with nowhere to go. Think about that. Anger is grief with so it's basically trapped in them. It's just kind of like
it's bad.
It's real bad. It's really bad. You got like a V8, right? A V8 truck. V8, ain't that a V8? Just think about this. This is what it's like. It's just like giving the car gas, and it just keep taking it and keep taking it, and they keep taking it and keep taking it. It's the same thing with this. They can't get it out. They can't. It ain't nowhere to go. It's just trapped in. It's just like a never ending cycle. No matter how much, I ain't gonna say how much canceling, but God can do anything. But I'm just saying, they ain't in this, set of mindset like we are, then it ain't gonna really, you know what I'm saying? It ain't gonna really get them in a place where they can get that grief, get that anger out.
Well, I guess, like you said, God, he can work it out. But when you go back to counseling, when you said counseling is there to help. But I'm like you, sometimes it can be so much anger and it's pent up, like you said, it's just, it's just sometimes counseling. I don't want to downplay counseling, but sometimes counseling may not help in situations like that. I mean, or it is going to take a long time or a lot of sessions of counseling because the damage is so horrific already. They like, sometimes I don't think counseling can get through to some of them.
Right. And sometimes it make it worse, and they be in there acting out, and they be just hollering, you don't understand me. And they be yelling and they be acting like they Denzel and all this other stuff. They be hollering and screaming, and everybody like, hey, could you just calm down now? Just calm down. We just trying to, but they don't understand because there's so many layers of hurt. And they was 4 or 5 years old, kicking him in the rear end, grown folk. And now he at a place, he's older now, ain't nobody gonna kick you. They look like they gonna kick me. We got a problem.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So they kind of in that kind of place when they do go through counseling. I'm like, I'm not downplaying counseling because it help a lot of people. But if they have so much anger, it's going to take the Lord to come get them. They got legions of demons in them. Not one. They got
man. And it's like, like some people can look at like our brothers and sisters is in the hood, right?
Yep.
And they can look at where they need is counseling. Of course, no need these, don't say it too. But for me, and they need counseling and and this, that, or whatever. But like what we are addressing, the trauma is so deep. It's like, like I said, I don't want to downplay counseling, but the trauma is so deep, man. Counseling really ain't gonna help a lot of cases, man. You know what I'm saying? It's just what it is, if you ask me.
Yeah, it's a temporary fix that you're trying to put a Band-Aid on a knife wound, and if you don't, some stuff just take the Lord, divine intervention, somebody casting them demons out. That's what that's what it takes. Yeah, what it gonna take? You can go in there one of them nice little counselors if you want to, and they just like, so tell me about your past, and they be like,
it ain't gonna work, bro.
Get some stuff just ain't gonna work.
Yeah, it ain't gonna work, bro. I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but a lot of cases, man, like I said again, we're gonna stress that we're not doubting or downing the counselors, but in a lot of situations, like I said, I would use our community, and especially in the hood, when people be saying like, they just need to get right. They can't, for some reason, they just can't get right. No matter how much you talk to them, who come, they can bring all NFL teams, NBA guys to talk to these young people, man, in our hood communities, our hoods. It ain't gonna help, man. It's just too much trauma. And like you said, the only thing that can fix that is, on the real side, it's just got to be Jesus got to come back and do it.
Yeah, you got to cast them demons out, Doc. They got stiff-necked demons in there, Doc. They don't want to come out. They got to go through like that movie, The Exorcist, Doc. And they got they got to have a lot. Have a whole team in rotation. They go for 2 hours in rotation.
That's fact. You right.
Yeah, for real, Doc. That's a fact. So, all right. So now let's get a little uncomfortable for the people out there, y'all. It's fatherlessness fueling modern dating dysfunction. It's fatherlessness fueling, y'all know what I'm saying, fueling the modern dating dysfunction. Do you think that's fueling that, where they don't want to, they don't want to commit, women afraid to trust, both sides defensive, they just don't want to, hey, bro, they go out to eat and they both of them going back and forth at each other,
Yeah. That's a middle of the road one right there, bro. Like, I can say the fathers too, you know what I'm saying? Because, need men to kind of help the young boys, kind of talk to these girls, or women or whatever, and be real men to their wives and stuff like that, and girlfriends, etc. But when I say it's middle of the road, it's like a lot of these boys, like I said, they're being raised, by their moms, and it's like they got feminine energy with them. You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of like, that's why I say it's kind of middle of the road. And then sometimes if the fathers, now I know we getting on the fathers, fatherless generation or whatever, but a lot of times fathers are in their lives, but sometimes the mothers can hinder the fathers from coming around and being in life too now. So, we can kind of put that in there too. So it's kind of like I'll say it's kind of like a middle of the road 50-50 for me.
I think that men are afraid to commit because of what they seen. Like, for example, if their mom or their dad, say if they was younger and they hung out and they see their dad just do stuff, they know mom at home, and then they see the dad dipping and slipping with him.
Right.
Who is this? Oh, this just your cousin. You at cousin Lulu house. Don't worry about that. And then when they come to find out, they ain't cousin Lulu house. And then the women, when they see that the dad did this to the mom, especially if you got daughters, then they don't want to trust the man because they think the man gonna do the same thing to her. And then you got this both sides defensive, like, hey, you supposed to open up the door for them. Open up your own door. I ain't open up no door for no woman. I ain't now woman worthy of me open up the door except for my mama. You see what I'm saying? And now she like, now she gonna get her feelings and be like, well, hey, if that's the case, then won't you go be with your mama? And then you got both sides defensive. Now you got, he don't want to commit, she don't trust, and now both sides are just defensive. It's just a recipe for disaster. That's what it is. Straight up. It just ain't gonna work like that. For real. So before we go to break,
okay.
If a boy never saw his father love his mother well, how does he know how to love a woman well? Going back to your point, right?
Yep.
Your point is that, hey, your point is that the mothers are raising the boys, right? They're raising them into. Let me say this before I go to break. I know this probably going. I don't want to. This probably going to offend some folk.
Go ahead and let them use you.
Okay, if you say a man, it take a man to raise a man, right? Then if the woman is raising the son, what's she raising him into? A woman?
Yep, my point exactly.
Hey, we'll be right back after the break, y'all.
It's time for a vacation, and Fairway Travels is here to share great specials for you to choose from. Discover the charm and features of one of Sandal's 16 all-inclusive, luxury included, adults-only resorts, or a family-friendly beaches destination in the Caribbean. Or how about a couples resort in Jamaica? If cruising's your preference, get thunderstroke aboard Carnival Cruise Lines or set sail on an award-winning Royal Caribbean ship. Join Virgin Voyages now for a wonderful adults-only sailing. It doesn't matter if you choose to travel by plane, train, automobile, cruise ship, or rowboat, we can help you reach your dream destination. Contact Fairway Travels today at 228-365-1012. That's 228-365-1012. Or email bookitnow247@gmail.com. Fairway Travels, where your journeys keep satisfying.
Military Broadcast Radio, the station that's giving veterans a voice.
Find us on the web at mbradio.us.
Opinions expressed in this program are those of the speakers and do not necessarily reflect the views or positions of any entities they represent.
Welcome back to Man Talk 133 with SHARL and Darryl. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
I had to say the whole name. I got to roll the Darryl.
Yeah.
Now, before we went to break, right? We were just talking about, you know, if a boy never saw his father love his mother well, how does he know how to love a woman well? He don't.
Right.
And we got into I was just saying how if it take a man to raise a boy, and you got the to your point, you got the mothers raising the sons, what they raising them into. Because you think about it now, you think about it. If you got an apple tree ain't gonna grow nothing but apples. It's gonna be out its own kind. So if she's raising him, then this just me, and I know some folk gonna disagree, and I accept that. The comments, I accept them. I welcome the comments because I respond to them all. Right. I'm just saying, you're gonna have her tendencies in you. So when you get
all day,
when you get in your way, and you can't get your way, and you're gonna get in your feelings, and you're gonna, first thing some young boys do, they get angry and want to punch stuff, or some of them cry because that's what he's seen her do. Yo, stupid daddy, Florida Evans, that's what they want to do. Yo, stupid daddy, throw something against the wall.
That's crazy, man. That's crazy, man. Like we was talking, you know, in the beginning, how the system fractured everybody. And they put it when it was put in place. That's what it was meant for, and it worked well. And what I'm saying is, what we're talking about right now is, it's like, okay, when they put this system in place, okay, we're gonna get the women, we're gonna give y'all this amount of money, this amount of food stamps, or what have you, but you can't have a man in the house.
Not at all.
So in turn, the woman is going to take, no, don't forget the kind of like basically free housing in some, you know, like projects, whatever you want to call it. And they got these women, they going to take this handout or this bag every time. But the man can't be in the house. So now the woman got to raise the boy because, you know what I'm saying? Because it's just a total fracture of the whole system did exactly what it was supposed to do. Like the man he can come around, but he can't, you know, like he can come by and pick up or whatever, but you know, more likely by the time she get through with her free rent, free food stamps, check, if they getting child whatever, like I said, free housing or whatever, if they gonna be like, I don't even want you around, so that drive the man away. Now the woman is raising the son, and like you said, the son is gonna pick up the tendency. So the system was implemented. Like I said, we welcome the comments. Oh man, it ain't y'all's community. It's just this is everybody. What is mainly our community, and we see it. today. Because like I said, that's all you gotta do. Just go to the hood, and it's still like that today.
Roll up in the hood, you'll find out. I'm just saying this, and and to your point, it's just like the way to sit. If anything you build, and the foundation is messed up, it's not going to be right. Period. Yep. So the foundation that they set was a bad foundation, and it caused still of some of what you see now. Because just think about it now, people get in their feelings because it's like, well, you got like 4 generations of people in the projects, right? Now, to their defense, this is to their defense. They don't know no better. That's all they know. You got the ringleader, which is the grandma, the great grandma, whoever, she's in there.
Yep.
Then the grandma in there, and then the kids in there. And they don't know no better. Nobody taught them. The Bible says, hey, you destroy because you lack knowledge. They don't know no better. So people can talk about them and say X, Y, Z, but they don't know no better. That's all they know. Nobody come in. They call them lazy. They call them deadbeats. They call them whatever they call them. But at the same time, nobody is coming in to try to teach them. Hey, this is.
Nope.
Instead of this is a better way. Instead of enforcing this. If you don't have this done in 2 years, you out on the street. That ain't how you do it, especially when you have a system that's set the way they got it set. Period.
Yeah, don't want to. They don't want. They don't want to. They want to keep it. They want to keep it just like it is, because, like you were saying when you made the statement about the grandparents and all that, you can go back years back when we were growing up. It was we call them moms then because we were kids, but then you look at the moms then. Some of their kids are like that, was like that. Then they had kids. Now they're like that today, and their grandkids are like you said, fall in the same footsteps. They still, for sure. They still getting, getting the apartments and little apartments, project housing or whatever. What I'm saying, and they still getting the little support that that the county or the state giving them. And like you said, ain't nobody taught us no better or taught them no better.
Think about this. If you got a lot of hungry people and you drop, just say, 1 pallet of food out there, people going to try to get what they can get. They're going to try to get the food they can get. That's the same way with the people that get this discounted housing and the welfare, whatever. They don't know no better. Hey, I got to get what I can get. I got these kids. I know I made these decisions, to have these 2, 3, 4, how many kids. I'm getting, help. I'm getting assistance. I am working as hard as wherever they work at, right? And people got to understand, you can't just look at people and just knock them because they stand in a certain place. That's all they know. Just like the rich folk. Most people that have money, their kids got money. You know why? They teach them how to get money. I don't know a rich person that they kids don't know how to get bread. They don't know how to get to the bag. I don't know not one.
Right.
If there's one, you can show me. You know what I'm saying?
You're exactly right. You're right.
It's a system. It's a strategy. Now, this one thing I'll commend you on, right? You got daughters. And I can tell you right now, they get consistent fatherly protection.
Oh yeah.
Now, the flip side of that, if a daughter has never experienced consistently fatherly protection, how does she recognize healthy leadership? She can't.
Right.
She just know what she know. She just seen, hey, go there and fix me something to eat. Well, I'm tired. And he go upside somebody's head. That's the only thing she done seen as far as leadership. So she think it's, she think it's the right thing for somebody to hit on. So the point that I'm making is that people are a product of their environment. If they see, well, I don't know why she let him hit on her like that. That's all she done seen. She think that's cool. It's okay. He loved me because he beating on me. If he don't beat on me, he's soft.
And 2, man, like when you just when you just brought it up, it can work. I don't want to say backwards, but I just use it for this topic.
Mm-hmm.
The way I raised my daughter in strong, it can be because taking on.
Keep
they're
talking.
Being a little bit. The dads are giving them more information on what to look out for.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they're giving them more information what to look out for. So when our daughters run into these, when the strong dads bring their daughters up, they run into these guys that's been raised by their moms.
Mm-hmm.
It's gonna look like the daughter it's like the daughter is a little bit more advanced. Yeah, coming from a daddy's perspective than the son is raised by a mom. You feel what I'm saying?
At 100%.
And sometimes that they can, and sometimes that's what it says. Sometimes there's a lot of that going on there, like a lot of young girls in the dating field, they got strong daddies. They're coming out of the house when they saying it's hard to find good guys to date now. You know what I'm saying? The pool is kind of like, flooded with trash or whatever. It's because these dads, see, basically what it is now, the dads are pretty much raising the daughters. Mm-hmm. We can't teach them how to be women, but we're raising them what to look out for, and the women are raising the sons. You see what I'm saying? You see how that go? Like we were like me, I'm raising my daughters. Like look here, this is what it is. This is how it go or whatever. And they on their P's and Q's. But the women, on the other hand, they raising their sons, and they don't know how to raise them boys like that. So, and that's why the dating pool is so messed up for these young girls right here now.
Yeah, for sure. And you know what's crazy? Ain't nobody in alignment right now.
Right.
Nobody. Like, you think about it, this is like a cultural warfare. That's what it's basically like, because you got men and women distrust each other. Families weaken. When families weaken, communities crumble. I mean, it's just a whole strategic setup. And I know some people may not understand it because of what neighborhoods they grew up in or how they grew up. And I know everybody everybody where I was at, everybody was loving. We was a loving little family. I know they all were, right?
Yeah.
But you ain't grow up where you saw. We grew up where we saw people get hands put on, and then they next hour or so, or 2 hours or 3 hours, they back together like ain't nothing happened. They riding around like it's cool. You think, and if you grow up in that environment, you think that's a normal thing. You know what I'm saying? And it's abnormal as you can get. That's abnormal, dog.
Exactly.
Hey, lying. So, all right. So, let's ask the question most people avoid, bro. What's the removal of fathers? We already talked about this a little bit. Was the removal of fathers incentivized? Yes, it was. Well, because you have touched on it, but we're gonna go a little more in depth into it before we go to the break and pick up on our other side of it. Welfare structures that penalize two-parent homes historically. Court systems disproportionately separate fathers from children. Think about that. Cultural narratives that paint masculinity as dangerous. Now, think about that. You talked about the system and the strategy.
Yeah.
Now, the courts disproportionately separate fathers from children. Now, why would they do that? Now think about it. They're gonna go home to their nice warm house, and with the mom and the dad, they get home, the food cooking, and then you go home.
Rich people.
Yeah, you go home. You got one parent in the house. They struggling. Y'all eat oodles and noodles with hot sauce.
Yep.
And you eating drinking Kool-Aid.
Don't forget the bologna sandwich
with the split edges. You know what I'm saying? Fried a little bit, won't bubble up.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, like, it's totally different. And why would the courts do something like that? We're going to get back into that right after the break, y'all.
Stats tell that each day, 22 veterans commit suicide due to PTSD. These stats shook us and urged us to do our part. After hours and hours of thinking, Beekeeping for Veterans was born. Beekeeping for Veterans combines beekeeping with mindfulness meditation. Why combine them? Here's why. Beekeeping causes positive rush of adrenaline while beekeeping. You have to be calm during it. You are mindful of your movements. Each week, a veteran will receive a mindful meditation to build emotional and mental skill sets. Mindfulness is a set of 3 attentional skills that work together: concentration, sensory clarity, and equanimity, mental calmness, composure, evenness of temper. Every time mindfulness is practiced, we build these skills. Beekeeping for Veterans not only helps veterans overcome emotional trauma, but also aids our environment, as without bees, there is no food. Come forward. The people who have supported your country now need your support.
Military Broadcast Radio, the station that's giving veterans a voice.
Find us on the web at mbradio.us.
Opinions expressed in this program are those of the speakers and do not necessarily reflect the views or positions of any entities they represent.
Welcome back to Man Talk 133 with SHARL and Daryl. You know what I'm saying? So before we went to the break, we were talking about how the court system disproportionately separate fathers from children, right? Now, this again, this, people, y'all hear us, this is not a conspiracy theory. This is actually stuff that's happening, because think about this. If you destabilize the father, you destabilize authority. Think about it. How when the father ain't in the house, the kids act crazy. They fuss the mama out. I ain't taking nothing out. You take it out. Get your sorry boyfriend to take it out. Get your sorry boyfriend to take it out. I ain't taking nothing out. Think about that. I'm going to read the whole thing. If you destabilize the father, you destabilize authority. If you destabilize authority, you destabilize order. Which means if the parent, if the father ain't in there, ain't no order, basically. That's basically all it's saying.
Right.
None at all.
And like you said, man, for those who may say it's conspiracy theory, whatever they may think it is, that's because that's the ones that's because it don't affect them.
Right.
But like you said, when you take that dad out of the home strategically, just think about it. When you you up that way, just use Southeast Raleigh. When you take them dads out of them homes like it's strategically, because it's strategic. It's been strategically done over the years that it looks like it's normal. And when you take those fathers and that foundation is fractured in Southeast Raleigh, and those kids come out of the house, they living in the projects or in the hood or whatever, when they come out, when they see their friends or they just see, it's just like when they come outside, it's just like so much to get into. But when somebody get divorced, well, as I said, divorced, not actually kicked out of the house, but divorced over there in Wakefield, up there in Raleigh. See, that's a whole different ball game when they do it like that. You know, it's a divorce, you know, when they come outside, you know, they got the big houses and all this stuff like that. So it's a whole different scenario. So for those ones who saying it may say there's a conspiracy theory, that's because it don't affect them like that.
At all. So let me say this though. We talked about the system, which is flawed Danamug, right? We talked about the system. But before we get out of here, I know this is one thing I do know, bro. This is one thing I do know. The men thought they were gonna get away tonight. That's what they thought. Nah, men must still take responsibility, dog. Surprise them. Stop. Let me stop. No, for real, y'all men still gotta take responsibility. Now I know some people out there that's listening, and they said we blaming the system, and we are to a certain extent. But at the same time, men have to be responsible. Even though the system is flawed, men, y'all still got to be responsible. You don't get to just make a child, abandon them because you hurt, because it didn't work out between you and the mama, the baby mama, or whatever, right?
Right.
You just don't get to disappear because it get hard. When you come in the house, listen, if you ain't got enough money, guess what? Get you another job, like, part-time or something to kind of supplement. I did it a lot. You know what I'm saying? It's what it is.
And then too, man, like a lot of guys that, like you said, they may be feel like they can't get their kids or something like that because the mom might have pushed them out. I mean, you can get a custody mediator. And then, before you even had to go to court, that's court if you want to call it that or whatever. But a lot of times you can get you a custody mediator, and that custody mediator will go ahead on and get everything going and popping. You won't have to go to court, because guarantee you, when you leave out of that office with that custody mediator, you ain't gonna want to. She ain't gonna want to go in front of the judge after that. So it's a way that you can you can still see your kids. I don't think you gotta do, for anybody that's listening at this show tonight, just get you a custody mediator. Go to your local county office or wherever you live at, and talk to somebody about a custody mediator, and they'll solve it.
He dropping knowledge on y'all. Y'all go handle it, because you know why? You don't get to repeat what was done to you. You don't get to do that. Just because somebody done it to you, you make kids, y'all gonna be responsible on this show, because we're gonna hold y'all accountable. You know what I'm saying? Pain explains behavior. It does not excuse it. You may not have had a father in your life, but when you become one, you gotta break the cycle. You gotta stay the course. You gotta be like, you know what? It's easier to run. I mean, think about it, bro. It's easier to just take off and say, you know what, man, forget these kids, forget that baby mama. I'm out.
But you know what though, bro? You got to help me out with this one.
All right.
I don't know how some guys, or a lot of guys, they can actually do that. I couldn't lay down at night and sleep comfortably knowing that I ain't trying to go get my kids or pick them up, see them, or nothing like that. I'm just gonna leave. It's what it is. And there's a lot of cats that can do that, man, have a healthy conscience, man. But that's something that I couldn't do, man. I couldn't even imagine doing that, man.
I can't either, because you think about it, man. It's some jokers that will leave the hospital after the baby come out the womb.
That's crazy, bro. I don't know how they do it, man. I really don't, man.
And don't never come back.
Yeah, I ain't built like that, man. If it can't get down to it with me, like, you know what I'm saying? I can't. Yeah. I just cannot see I just cannot imagine not seeing my kids, like, if it ain't but once a week or one day out of the week or something like that. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Some of these cats, man, some of these cats ain't got no conscience. They be like, I'm out.
Bye, and move to a whole nother state. Like, they don't deal with them, period. Like, at all. Like, it don't even exist. This is what they do. And then as soon as they grow up and make some out themselves, a professional ball player, especially a professional ball player, then here they go. Oh yeah. Your mama, she kept me from you. I tried for 20 years. I've been looking for you high and low, and oh, really? Have you? You really have been doing that. Yeah, that's what they do, though. So this follows before we get out. Before we get out of here, y'all, the fatherless generation is not just a statistic; it's the battlefield. Mm-hmm. I'm just saying, y'all gotta fight so we won't keep this epidemic going, bro. Look,
yeah.
When men start blaming their past and start building their legacy, the crisis ends, Doc. Somebody got to break the generational curse of men going from house making a baby to house making another baby to house making another baby, and ain't a father to none of them. Right. We just laid out what y'all gonna do. You're gonna move to another state, and tell another woman in another state, I don't got no kids.
We said make some more over there.
Yeah. The first thing he gonna say, now I ain't got no kids. No, he got 3 back in the state.
Yeah.
Y'all got to stop that nonsense. I'm telling you. And we calling y'all out. I'm telling you. We calling y'all out tonight. So the cycle doesn't break with awareness. It breaks with action. So I'm telling y'all right now, if y'all don't want Man Talk 133 with Sharl and Daryl to call y'all out, do right. Because as soon as something brought to my attention, I'm letting you know right now, we calling y'all out.
That's right.
Now, I don't know if you got something before we get up out of here.
Oh no, we good, bro. Take us on home, bro.
Hey, thank y'all for joining Man Talk 133 with Sharl. Man Talk 133 with Sharl and Daryl. Hey, before we get out of here, hey, y'all join us talking. Just look for the logo. iHeartRadio. Check us out. Man Talk 133. Spotify. Man Talk 133. Instagram. Man Talk 133. If y'all want to find us, you can find us. And hey, on our YouTube page, hey man, shout out to the people that's really out there, really they subscribing, man. We're growing. So if y'all want to join, as the boys say, if y'all want to join the revolution, go to YouTube. Go to YouTube and join us, y'all. We out of here, y'all. Till next time. Thank y'all for joining Man Talk 130 with Sharl and Daryl. God bless it. We gone.
Right. Life is like a duck. Tough times don't last, but tough people do. Here at Military Broadcast Radio, we're teaming up with our friends at Die Tired, the veteran-friendly music band spreading strength, resilience, and mental health awareness, one shirt at a time.
And check this out. Their brand new shirts feature broadcast beaker right on the breast pocket. A reminder that you can weather the storm, and you're never alone.
Shirts are only $25, and proceeds support giving veterans a voice. MBR's mission to teach veterans how to podcast and videocast. Because when our vets are talking, they're not overthinking. They're not second-guessing. Together, we stop the 22 stigma. Grab your shirt today at mbradio.us and hit the shop. Or go directly to toramerch.printavo.com/merch/dietiredband. That's toramerch.printavo.com/merch/dietiredband.
Suit up, stand strong.
Remember, we're unduckable together.
You're built tougher than the storm. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for tuning in to Military Broadcast Radio. As we wrap up today's show, we want to remind you that the podcast of today's episode will be available right after we go off the air. So if you missed any part of the show or want to listen again, be sure to check it out. And remember, we're here to support and honor our veterans. Your stories and experiences matter, and we are committed to giving you a platform to share them. That's right. We're here to give our veterans a voice. So don't forget to catch the podcast and stay connected with us. Giving our veterans a voice.